If you are trying to increase your Marvel's Avengers power level fast, or if you want to reach the Marvel's Avengers 150 power level or the level cap on a hero, then you should be ready for a pretty long journey, because although it seems easy to do, in fact is not. So welcome back guys to a new Marvel's Avengers game guide, but this time we will talk about the power level in Marvel's Avengers and how to increase it the correct way. There are a lot of tips and tricks I want to share with you in this video, so I suggest you pay close attention to it and also watch it until the end, because I'm pretty sure it will help you a lot while playing the Marvel's Avengers video game on PlayStation 4, Xbox One and PC, simply because there is a lot of info that the game doesn't tell you. So let's dive in and try to understand how to get the Marvel's Avengers power level 150 fast but smart. The first thing we need to clarify here is that the Marvel's Avengers power level of a hero and the actual level of the same hero have nothing in common, meaning that there are two different things. The Marvel's Avengers character level is used only to unlock new skills, and that's about it. Since I already uploaded the Marvel's Avengers farming method for experience, you can use it to get to level 50 really fast. But the power level in Marvel's Avengers is the one that actually matters the most, as it determines the damage your Avenger inflicts, his resistance and everything in between. Simply put, a level 50 Marvel's Avengers character with 20 power is way weaker than a level 2 Marvel's Avengers character with 40 power, because even though the first one can do a lot of tricks, the second one is stronger. Good, now that we clarified this aspect, the second one I really need you to understand is that the difficulty of a mission you are playing does not determine the Marvel's Avengers gear power level of the items you find. And this is really important, especially if you want to get to level 150 fast. Developers clearly outline that the difficulty of a mission affects the quality of the items you get and the quantity of the materials you find. Again, simply put, if you are playing on a high difficulty level hoping to get your Marvel's Avengers 150 gear power level fast, you are just tormenting yourself and wasting your time in the process, because the only thing that determines how fast you level up your gear power level is in fact you. Yes, you are the one who determines how fast you level up the power level, because the items you loot will always have a power level really close to your total power, regardless of the difficulty. You will get better items on high difficulty levels, but by better items we talk rarity, represented by colors, items with better perks you can see here, and better stats. The power levels, however, will always be close to your playing characters, which means that farming legendary gear over and over again without increasing your power level will get you nowhere. So you can forget about playing the game on highest difficulty until you reach a certain level. But before doing that, let's talk about how to level up your Marvel's Avengers power level fast. Obviously, you already know your Marvel's Avengers character power level is this number over here, which is determined by the combined power level of your gear. So, in order to increase the total power level of a character, you have to increase the power level of each piece of gear. Since you already know that the difficulty level does not affect the power level of the gear you loot, obviously the fastest way to get new gear is to keep playing missions on easy difficulty, but those missions must include a lot of enemies and a lot of loot. This means that vaults and hives are the best locations to grind upgrade materials and gear, again on easy difficulty at first. So right now we know the locations and the difficulty you need to play on, but how do you actually increase it fast? By totally disregarding the rarity of an item until you reach a certain level, which we will discuss in a couple of seconds. Yes, to level up as fast as possible, you need to disregard the quality of an item. Instead, focus on a single aspect, the item's power level. The higher it is, the better. And here you will have to rely on mathematics a bit, and to help you we will take a closer look at two pieces of gear. As you can see on my screen right now, we have two different pieces of gear, a legendary on the left side and a rare gear on the right side. Both of them have not been upgraded, but we can see their potential. The legendary has a level 21 and can be upgraded 10 times, which means that the maximum power level potential it can reach is 31. The rare one on the right side has a potential of 29 because it is a level 24 item that can be upgraded 5 times. Now pause the video and tell me which one is better in terms of power level, or if you want to level up faster. Obviously the yellow one, right? Yes, that's what a lot of YouTubers will tell you, and that's what you may think, but the problem here is that leveling up your power level faster is not the correct way to play the game. You need to level up smart. So if we level up the legendary, we will reach level 31 on this item and lose a lot of materials in the process. Once we play the next mission, chances are that we will find a level 32 item, and even if it's a common one, it will be better than the legendary item we just upgraded. Which means that since our goal is to level up faster, the legendary is useless because we need the green one. So if your answer was the legendary is better, then you are right until the next mission. The blue one is better because it allows us to increase the level of our gauntlets by 3 levels without upgrading it, which means that we saved the upgrading materials in the process. Good then, so what we can learn from this experiment is that in order to level up faster, we always need to look at the power level potential of an item. However, things are not that simple, because to increase the power level of an item you need a lot of resources, and these resources are extremely important later. So, while the fastest way to increase the power level is to constantly upgrade your gear, the smart way is to not level it up more than necessary. And when I say necessary, I mean to stop leveling your gear the moment you unlock all of its perks, because those perks will help you during the game. Why? Because of the crafting materials you'll waste. Let me explain this again really quick. If you level up a piece of legendary early in the game, let's say at level 21, like this one, you'll waste a lot of resources, and after you reach the maximum level, which is 31 in this case, the moment your total power level gets to, let's say, level 31, this legendary will be useless to you and your materials are gone, because you'll start finding level 32 items and you'll need to replace it. Makes sense? It does. And you will need these materials starting power level 130. Now, before we continue, here is what you should know. The maximum gear power level you'll be able to find in the game is 130. So when you get close to this number, you'll have to start looking at the gear stats, perks and rarity. These items can be obtained even if you are playing on easy, but items with better stats drop on higher difficulties. And that's when you are in the end game, as Dr. Strange would say. And once you find an item with a power level of 130 that it is worth investing in, you'll need to upgrade it. Hence you will need the materials you've just wasted by upgrading the low level gear. That's why you need to increase your Marvel's Avengers power level smart by not upgrading your gear more than needed. And now let's take a closer look at my Thor. Again, we will not talk about quality but gear power levels. As you can see here, my Thor has a total power level of 144. How did I get to this number? By upgrading the level 130 items that start dropping as you level up your power level. This item over here has been upgraded 10 times, and what this tells us is that the maximum level an item can reach in Marvel's Avengers is 140. So when you get to 130, you'll start looking at stats and invest in those items that actually worth it. Good. So once you start leveling all 130 level items, which is really hard if you have wasted your materials early in the game to fast level, you'll get close to 150, but you'll still need few levels. How do you get those? By leveling your artifact, and that's where the game stops you from fast leveling, because to level up your artifacts you will need tons of Polychoron, which is not hard to get, but you'll need to play a lot. Let's talk about the Marvel's Avengers Polychoron a bit before ending this guide. To get it, you have two options: by completing faction daily assignments, such as those you get from Anthill or Chimera, or by leveling up your challenge card. There is no other way, and when you start upgrading your Marvel's Avengers major artifacts, the amount of Polychoron you need will grow with each level, and that is what you need to know as early as possible. So let's make a small summary now. First, the best way to level up your power level is by not upgrading your gear more than you need to activate its perks, because once you reach level 130, you will need the materials to upgrade the legendary items to level 140. Second, a green item can be way better than a legendary item when it comes to leveling your power level. Third, you don't need to play the game on hard. Easy difficulty is recommended until you reach power level 130. That's when you should increase your game's difficulty so you can get better quality loot, including the Marvel's Avengers exotic gear. Fourth, save your Polychoron until you unlock all artifacts by completing all main and side missions, the last one being the Darkhold. And fifth, save your Marvel's Avengers upgrade modules, because you'll need all of them later in the game. I'll make a guide on how to get these next. So, when someone tells you that leveling up your Marvel's Avengers power level fast is great, tell him what you have learned from this video, because in fact it is the worst thing you can do and you'll waste a lot of time later. Oh, and don't forget that you need to power level up all your characters to level 150, which makes all this information you received from this video even more important. So I hope you guys understood how the Marvel's Avengers power level works, and if you have questions, let me know in the comment section below. Until next time, stay safe guys.